Welcome to sportsbookreview.com. I'm Flash and it's La Liga. It only finished yesterday. I hope you all had a great weekend. And we've got Paco and Martin Green. Paco fresh off the draw in the Celta Barcelona game. He'll be living off that for about a day because we're straight back into it again. Now, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button, ring the bell. If you ring the bell, then we can notify you and you'll never miss any content again. And also, if you press the link in the description, you can go over and enjoy articles on all of our soccer pages. And also, you'll find other writers with other sports. So you'll have a great time. Now, what a great weekend or 4 or 5 days of La Liga action. Real Madrid go top. I'm going to come to you first. Morning, Paco, and here's to a great week.
Hi, Flash. Hi, Martin. And yeah, absolutely. It was a great weekend with plenty of football action. We had amazing goals scored in almost every single game. Obviously, you saw what Benzema did. You also saw what Gerard Moreno scored, an amazing strike with that cushioning of the ball by Santi Cazorla. We had amazing goals, and I expect on this next match day to keep the ball on rolling. And I expect more action in the upcoming days.
Martin, the biggest problem for me was Real Madrid going 1-0 up on the stroke of half-time. Yes, it was great by Benzema, but then you see that they're only interested in the 3 points. So going forward, let's not have any more Real Madrid and over 1.5. I think it's under 4.5, under 3.5, because the points are more important than a convincing victory.
Yeah, I agree. Better to stick with the unders going forward in the remaining weeks of the season. They do have a lot of attacking firepower, but they certainly shut up shop and keep it cautious towards the end of the game. Good game management, really. All they're interested in is 3 points, and they did a good job of it. They've got a lot of experience in midfield, and they're keeping things solid at the back, which hasn't really been a hallmark of Real Madrid in recent years. So I think Zinedine Zidane will be pleased to see that, particularly when he sees the problems at Barcelona. Definitely make Real Madrid the favourites for the title now.
Yeah, you say keeping clean sheets. So what they're going to, because Benzema was playing a holding midfielder's role second half. The amount of times that he had the ball with 25 yards of space in front of him, but he turned around and came back. I obviously are talking from my pocket because I went 6-1 and Real Madrid was my last leg, over 1.5 goals on the win. And I knew my fate because they had like every single man behind the ball, and it was almost as if they were going to get fined if they went near the Espanyol goal. Paco, what are you looking forward to, and what did we learn over the last few days from certain sides?
We've learned, for example, that Barca are looking bad, especially in the way they played against Celta. We've also learned that nowadays Valencia are the most unreliable team in the whole competition. We've learned that this next match is going to be a turning point for many sides who are fighting in the bottom of the league. For example, I think it's the last chance for both Mallorca, Leganes, some of those sides to be able to pick up the 3 points and still cling to the possibility of remaining in La Liga. And we also know that, for example, Atletico are in an absolute role. In the same way as Real Madrid are, the two Madrid teams are the ones which are taking the pace all the way. And at this point, they are the favorites. Real Madrid for the title, and in my view, Atletico for that precious third place.
Martin, Atletico Madrid let in obviously a late goal. That killed the -1, but if you go under 3.5, you're going to be quite safe.
Yeah, I think I went under 3.5 or under 4.5 with the win, and it came in. Very pleased to see that happen. They've built up a real head of steam, Atletico Madrid. They're playing very well. I think Simeone will be pleased to see how solid they are at the back. They're also looking pretty efficient in front of goal as well. So, yeah, I think they'll be keen to build up a bit of momentum in the remaining weeks of the season and then go for it in the Champions League. Fully expect them to nail down third place in La Liga, and they'll certainly be dangerous. Don't enjoy watching them, but they're a very effective unit, and I think they'll give Barcelona a really good game this week.
Yeah, I think that the prices are obviously in Atletico Madrid's favour, but let's kick straight on with you then, Paco. No gloating about you winning selection. Everyone on Twitter loved, by the way, was going against Barcelona, Celta Vigo, managing an 88th minute equaliser 2-2. Then we're going to start off with Leganes plus 330, draw plus 220, and Sevilla, who let a lot of people down last week, at plus 110.
Yes, they're finding it difficult to secure the 3 points in every single game. They are defending pretty well, but at the same time, after the break, the 3 months hiatus, they are finding it very difficult to score. And that's why Sevilla have lost their so crucial third place and are plunging down a bit in the table, even though in my view they're favorites for fourth. But at this one, I think they should have an easy ride against Leganes, who are, this close to being mathematically relegated to Segunda. So I think Sevilla will go all the way in this game, because also I believe Julen Lopetegui wants he's meant to finally deliver on a game away from Sánchez Pizjuán. So Leganes will try to battle it, but I think Sevilla have this one.
Yeah, I think don't complicate it, Martin. I think Sevilla at plus 110, even minus 110, I'd be more than happy to go with them. I've put a star next to them. Please don't tell me I'm wrong.
Oh, no, I'm with you, Flash. I'm also going for Sevilla. If I was putting together a parlay, maybe I'd just make it Sevilla draw no bet, just to be on the very safe side, because they have drawn their last 4 games in a row. But yeah, this looks like a game that they really should be winning against the Leganes side that are in very poor form. I think they're looking hopelessly adrift at the bottom of the table now. They're 9 points behind Celta Vigo. I think they've given up the fight, really. Fully expect the 3 teams that are currently in the drop zone to go down. And this is a great opportunity for Sevilla to capitalise. They're playing away from home, but there's no crowds. It's not too far for them to travel. They're still in the hunt for a Champions League place. They're 4th. And I think they can get the 3 points here. So it looks like an amazing price. Plus 110 or 2.1. I'm going for it.
Yeah, and as Martin says there, it's plus 110 or 11 to 10 or plus. We've got an odds converter for you anyway, because obviously we've got the American odds and the European odds. There's a link just below this video that will take you over if you have any confusion. Thank you for the awareness on wanting to know about the odds converter. But we're going to go with Sevilla. Remember, we love teams at this time of year who need to win. Sevilla need to win. Leganes, oh, they're gone. Okay, Mallorca plus 241, draw plus 210, and Celta at plus 135. Mallorca desperado, Paco.
This one is dangerous. This one is one of the most dangerous games of the weekend for anyone watching us, because, the levels of desperation, as you said, Flash, we love games where both teams want to win. And in this one, they are both desperate for the 3 points. There's right now a difference of 8 points in the standings between them. If Mallorca are able to win, they would be only 5 away from salvation. At the same time, if Celta win this one, they would be like virtually safe towards next season. So everyone is going to do their best absolutely in this matchup. I don't really know what the outcome is going to be, because Mallorca used to have that home ground advantage, which has been lost due to the fact that there is absolutely no people in the stands. And Celta looked very, very solid against Barca. Defensively and offensively. They have Iago Aspas on a roll. So this one, I see it as the most dangerous game of the whole weekend.
Do you see goals, Paco?
Yes, because they defend very poorly, both of them. But at the same time, I don't really know that one of them has the upper hand over the other regarding attacking or scoring. They are so leveled in many fronts that, I guess a couple of goals could go over there. But for example, they are no Levante. Levante is the goal-scoring team for the whole La Liga, and these two sides have plenty of problems in order to score goals.
Martin, I wonder if I'm going to see Mallorca try and keep it tight and nick something and make sure that they're not behind and having to play catch-up. Maybe the draw half-time is the way to go again.
Yeah, maybe, but I think that would be dangerous because Celta Vigo are in form, in attack, certainly. They just picked up that 2-2 draw with Barcelona. I think they'll have the wind in their sails for this game. The nature of the way they picked up a point against Barca was really impressive. That late strike from Iago Aspas. They beat Alaves 6-0. They beat Real Sociedad 1-0. This is a team brimming with confidence right now. And as Paco said, if they win this game, they're 11 points clear. And they can forget about having to battle for survival for another season. So I think they've really got the motivation to go there and win. It's a little bit risky because Mallorca do have a good home record this season. But since the restart, they lost 4-0 to Barcelona. And they could only draw 1-1 with 19th place Leganes at home. So, I think it has to be in Celta Vigo's favour. Again, maybe I'd go draw no bet just to be on the safe side. But I do just really like the price on an away win for Celta Vigo here. 2.35 plus 135 looks very attractive to me. I'm going to stick my neck out and go for the away win.
Okay, so that's 2 games and 2 potential away wins. Now, obviously, this is the biggest game, one of the biggest games of the season. You look at it in August when the fixtures come out, and this is Barcelona -115, draw +260, and Atletico Madrid at +340. Paco, Atletico are way overpriced at 340 when you think they're strong, disciplined, and Barcelona, they're struggling.
Yes, and also there are a number of news pieces talking about the potential possibility of Quique Setién not continuing as the manager. So this week is going to be quite rocky within Football Club Barcelona, and they are not going to be that confident facing Atletico de Madrid, who are just on the opposite side of the spectrum. They came back in an absolutely amazing form. They have won almost all of their games, and they have able to climb back like incredibly over Getafe, over Real Sociedad, over Sevilla into a 3rd place. So yeah, I think the odds are pretty great for anyone who wants to go with Atletico in this one. But at the same time, I have to say that Barca are used to deliver spectacular performances when nobody trusts them. And you see, everything is going in such a way that Barca are in doubt, and in those games, they suddenly deliver. Example, Leo Messi is the one who usually grabs the ball and does his thing. So, again, this one is going to be quite tricky to predict. But again, Atletico are in a much better shape than nobody could have predicted 3 months ago.
Yeah, Martin, maybe the home side are actually struggling without having their crowd on the opposing side's back. And I look at it and think, if you're getting 340 for Atletico, then maybe the double chance, or you just go draw no bet. You certainly can't go with the home side.
No, I can't. It's a bit interesting because Barcelona do have a very good recent record against Atletico Madrid. But yeah, I really fancy Atletico to go there and get a result. I'm going for double chance Atletico at 1.97. So you're basically doubling your money if they either win or draw. I can't really think of a worse team for Barcelona to face right now. They've got no energy in midfield, whereas Atletico are all over you. They defend solidly, they press hard, they've got a lot of energy, they've got a lot of desire. And, it's a big game for them, really. They still need to nail down 3rd place. They need to prove that they can go up and beat Europe's biggest teams as they prepare for the Champions League. They're in form. They've won 4 in a row. Barcelona have got injuries. Lionel Messi hasn't scored in open play since the season resumed. And, they just lack a bit of energy. Things are looking a bit rocky for them right now. So I'm going to go with the away side. Atletico draw, double chance, 1.97.
Yeah, I'm going to have some of that as well. And obviously, I'm not inventing the wheel. But what about a nice red card, Paco?
We should expect that anytime Barca and Atletico face each other. It's traditionally something which happens, especially to Atletico players. I don't really know why, but yeah, that sheer intensity and trying to press hard in the midfield usually brings some consequences with it. Many bookings and sometimes the eventual red card.
Yeah, Suarez and Costa, they'll be your first 2. I love it. I love it when these 2 play each other. Okay,
Possibly
let's move on. Alaves +144, draw +210, and Granada +235. We've got the both teams to score an over in the Granada game, but I thought it'd be Granada 2, Eibar 1, Paco.
Yeah, Granada are the better team in this one, and they should win it because both teams are right now in a path that nobody expected. Alaves was expected to struggle quite a bit more in order to remain in La Liga, but they were able to string quite a few wins before the break, and they are in a good position right now with 35 points. They only need like 1 win or 2 in order to remain, whereas Granada still have the chance, if they win this one, to pick up some speed and get to pace with the European contenders. So I think Granada are overachieving the whole season, and seeing them winning in Mendizorroza wouldn't be too far from a stretch.
Martin, the thing is with Granada, they have a great opportunity at the weekend to go and win their home game, and they just failed. They failed to deliver.
Yeah, that's my worry about Granada in this game, really. They've been in poor form since the season resumed, only taken 2 points from their last 4 games. Don't think you can trust either of these teams, really. I honestly can't see Granada getting into those European places, and I think Alaves are safe from danger. I think both are sort of drifting towards mid-table obscurity, although Granada are obviously going to finish higher than Alaves in the table. Just who knows what's going to happen in this game. Maybe I'd be tempted by the draw, but yeah, it's difficult. I'm going to have to pass this game.
Mid-table mediocrity. Okay, let's move on. Valencia, oh, what's going on with them? Plus 156, draw plus 210, and Bilbao at plus 228. I like both teams to score here, Paco.
Yes, because they are finding it difficult to keep a clean sheet in any single game. And, you know, turmoil in Valencia is nowadays the word of mouth in the streets. We don't really know what is going to happen with Celades. He could be potentially sacked if he loses this game against Atletico. But again, he was going to be sacked after losing against Villarreal, and he still remains as the coach. And Atletico, you know, I think they haven't been able to deliver properly. They have a better squad that their current position shows. And if they want to get into European spots and not have to rely upon winning next edition of the Copa del Rey, remember, they have to play still against Real Sociedad. If they win, they will go onto the Europa League. If they want to get into the 7th, 6th spot, they need to win this one. So I think Valencia are in such a poor form, that I expect Athletic Club to pick up something positive, possibly a draw, maybe even the win.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's pointing at a draw, Martin.
Yeah, it is. I don't like to pass 2 in a row, but I think I'm going to have to steer clear of this one as well. I honestly thought Valencia would be a lot better than this since the season resumed. They've got a big squad. They've got a lot of good players going forward. I've never been convinced by their defence, but I thought they would pick up some good results and challenge Sevilla for that 4th place. Hasn't happened. Sacking Marcelino was the worst thing they did for me. It's all sort of gone downhill since then. Can't really trust them. Not sure how Bilbao will fare on the road either. So I'm just going to stick a line through this one and move on.
Paco, there's a lot of close games, and it doesn't get much closer than the next game neither, because you've got Betis, who are normally good at home, at plus 166, a draw plus 255, and Villarreal at plus 175, fresh off of beating Valencia 2-0.
Yes, and after seeing both teams playing this past weekend, I saw the game of Betis against Levante. They got thrashed absolutely in the counter offense, and seeing also Villarreal playing very well against Valencia. I think Villarreal are quite the favorites in this matchup, because they are in a very good form after the break. I don't really know if there's any other team who has been able to climb so many spots in the standings as Villarreal have done. And right now they are sitting 5th. That was incredible only 1 month ago. 51 points. They are this close, only 3 points away from the Champions League places. And as Sevilla are having some doubts in their game, I think Villarreal could be the surprising outsider in the remaining games. So with Betis in turmoil after, kicking out their coach, Rubí, a couple of games ago, I think Villarreal are the favorites, and they are in a roll. So let's see if Paco Alcácer, Gerard Moreno, and those kind of players are able to keep scoring as well as they are doing in the last couple of games.
Martin, Betis look rudderless, and with Villarreal, they like to hit you on the break. They like to keep everyone behind the ball. I'm wondering if both teams are able to score in this game. I think Villarreal are great value, but that means we're looking at another away win.
Yeah, I think they can pull it off. Betis having a horrible season. Things were looking quite good last summer, quite ambitious in the transfer market. Hasn't really worked out for them, sacking their managers. I don't think the new man has really managed to galvanise the squad. They're still looking poor at the back, defending horrendously. No game management going on there. Whereas Villarreal, have been very impressed by them. The only team with more points since the season resumed are Real Madrid, soaring up the table. It was a very composed, professional performance against Valencia last time out. And very, very dangerous going forwards. You know, Alcácer's a great striker. Moreno's very dangerous. They've got creativity. Santi Cazorla's a very, very good player. I fancy them to get the job done in this one. I'm probably going to go draw no bet, just in case. But Villarreal draw no bet is 1.87. I'm all over that.
Yeah, that's massive. I mean, you could almost double that up, or there seems to be maybe a little bit of a treble going on here. I mean, you could go with Atletico, Villarreal, and Sevilla. But I mean, there's more games to come. Valladolid at plus 131, Paco. Draw plus 228, and Levante at plus 236. This is definitely over 2.5. This game.
Yeah, I believe he's going to be the most feisty game of the weekend. And we saw Levante the other day thrashing Betis, as I already said. Somebody said on Twitter that when this team is on, they are the most fun team to watch in the whole competition. I agree with that. When Levante have that day, those kind of days, they are unstoppable on the counter offense. As we saw the other day, how Majoral scored, how Roger Martí was also having a good game. Bardi scored, Morales scored. They are so full of potential in the attacking front that I don't really think Valladolid are going to be able to stop them. And over 2.5, that could be a good choice, especially as both teams are more or less already safe from relegation and they don't have nothing on the line. So I think they will play calmly, relaxed. They won't have the pressure. And when you don't have the pressure, you are able to deliver to your best.
Yeah, Martin, you can play with a freedom. Just go out, express yourself. You want to have a shot, have a shot. I see both these teams, maybe the Alex Classics in order as well, yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I just think it's a bit risky because Real Valladolid's last 4 games have gone under 2.5 goals. Whereas Levante are a fun side to watch, pretty attacking. I feel like Valladolid keep things pretty tight at the back, don't show as much ambition going forward. So for me, it looks like a bit of a clash of styles. I'm edging towards Levante. I'm edging towards Levante draw no bet in this one, but I actually just think the draw looks like really good value. Not for a huge stake, but at those odds, I think you can now get about plus. Yeah, what have you got there? Plus 228. I think that's a very good set of odds on a draw. Might have a little go at that.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing when you look at this game is you've got Valladolid that normally go away from home. They keep it tight. They stay in games. Now they're at home. They're free to just go and have a performance. And the good thing is also Levante, they love to pile forward. So all of a sudden Valladolid could hit them on the break, even though effectively they're at home without a crowd. So I think that it's going to be a very I always used to say it's like a basketball game. I think it'll be end to end. I don't think they're only going to be looking for a 0-0. Now, Eibar plus 145 fresh off that away win in Granada. Draw plus 215 and Osasuna at plus 210. It's another trappy game, this Paco.
Yes, this weekend is full of traps for anyone who is watching. And in this case, both teams have such a defensive trait to them. Both Eibar and Osasuna, they have similar play styles. They love to be aggressive in the midfield. They love to tackling, to press hard. Everyone works in their squad. So I don't really think this is going to be like a huge game. I expect it to be pretty close most of the 90 minutes. And at the same time, they don't really have the need to do well. You know, both of them are in mid-table and they are in a good position. Osasuna could even, if they manage to string a couple of good results, could try to cling on to that European race. But at the same time, Eibar, 35 points. They are 9 away from relegation. One more win would be huge for them and it would seal the deal, one more season. So I don't really know what to think about this one, but I think the defenses are going to overcome the attacking fronts.
Yeah, I think this is a classic half-time draw, Martin.
Interesting. I think I'm going to go against the grain a little bit with this one. It did finish 0-0 when these teams met earlier in the season, so a bit risky, but I think they're both coming off back-to-back victories. Obviously, Osasuna beat Alaves and Leganes. Eibar are in good form after beating Valencia and Granada. So I think they should both go for it in this game. I don't think it's going to be a huge scoring game, but I can have a sneaking suspicion that they're both going to get on the score sheet and both teams to score 2.0, double your money. I'm going to have a small stake on that.
Yeah, both teams to score at 2.0 tells you that they're not expecting both teams to score. But again, the draw at half-time, maybe it could be 1-1. Let's hope it's 0-0. Now, Sociedad. This is the biggest side for me outside of Valencia and obviously Barcelona that have not turned up since the restart, and they're at minus 117, draw plus 265, and Espanyol at plus 390. Now, Espanyol, Paco, they turned up yesterday. They got beat 1-0, but they only got beat 1-0 because Real Madrid weren't bothered.
Yes, and remember that Espanyol have their own kind of problems within the club. Again, inner turmoil. The coach, Abelardo, was sacked only 24 hours away from playing against Real Madrid. Sports director Rufete is right now the one in charge, and he's the one sitting on the bench. And this could be like the end of the road for Espanyol. If they lose this one, it's like the last chance for them, even though I think they have it overly complicated to remain in La Liga. And Real Sociedad, at some point, they must begin working again. Something must click once again, because Real Sociedad have been one of the most disappointing sides, as you said, Flash. After the break, they were in such a good shape before the 3 months without football, and suddenly they are unable to close any single game. They are allowing plenty of goals, and they are unable to defend properly. So maybe this could be the game where finally things click once again for those quality players that Real Sociedad have in front.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing for me, that Sociedad, they were one of the sides that everyone looked forward to watching prior to the break. Martin, Sociedad at home, it was Sociedad win, Sociedad and over. Now, all of a sudden, can they actually turn it on their head? Because Espanyol, they're fighting for their lives.
Yeah, this is a really tricky game. Did very well out of Real Sociedad in the first half of the season, but they really haven't been at the races since the campaign resumed. Very, very underwhelming. They are still in with a chance of getting into one of those European places, but it's slowly slipping out of their grasp. Also expected to see a lot more from Espanyol. I thought they were the one team in the relegation zone that could try and storm up the table and pull off that great escape, but 3 wins in a row now for them. Goalless in their last 2 games. It's not looking good. These are just 2 teams in horrible form. Can't back either of them, I'm afraid. So I'm going to have to pass.
Okay, maybe that's always the sensible option. You keep your money in your pocket and wait for another game. Now, Real at -283, draw +400. Getafe at +1,000. I'm saying Real and under 3.5. They'll get in front. It's all about the points, especially when they're playing after Barcelona, Paco.
If you had asked me before the break, I would give Getafe quite a few more chances. But, the way they came back, that solid attitude at the back is gone. They are not reliable. And in fact, they have been losing games which under other circumstances would have been like the 3 points over and under for them. But I see Real Madrid right now vastly superior to 90% of the teams in La Liga. And I don't see any points slipping from under them. Really, the game they won against Espanyol was an excellent example. They got the goal and they were able to defend both with the ball and without ball possession. And I think they're going to do whatever it takes in order to win this game, defending more, attacking more offensive players, placing 5-6 players in the midfield. Zidane has many tools at his disposal, and I don't see Getafe as the one surprising Santiago Bernabéu, or in this case, Ciudad Deportiva de Valdebebas, the Stefano Stadium. They are not going to be the ones who are able to deliver the upset.
Do you think Getafe score?
They are not finding it easy. After the break, they are Jorge Molina, those kind of players, Angel, strikers who were quite reliable for Pepe Bordalás, are not seeing easy to score. So possibly a clean sheet for Real Madrid shouldn't be out of cards.
Okay, so we're going win to nil, Martin, and under. I'm definitely going under 3.5 goals.
Yeah, I've got to go unders with this game as well. Getafe they don't concede many goals, 0-0 against Espanyol, 1-1 against Eibar, 1-1 against Valladolid. They keep things reasonably tight. They kept things tight last season, which is why they did so well and almost nicked that Champions League place. They were actually a lot more dangerous going forwards in the first half of this season, and I felt quietly confident for them that they could, at the very least, challenge for top 4. But they just haven't been at the best since the season resumed. I think it might be something to do with the aging legs in the squad. That gives me concern for them as they prepare to take on Real Madrid, who, as we know, very, very quick and dangerous when they put their minds to it. Don't always put their minds to it, as we saw last time out when they just clung on to that 1-0 victory. But I'd be a little bit worried that they could blow Getafe away in the second half. So I think I'll keep it to under 4.5 goals rather than under 3.5 goals, just in case. Get 1.67 on that. And I'd be happy to put a substantial amount of money on that.
What is 3.5 though, please, Martin? Because I cannot see them even interested in blowing anybody away.
I'll just get it for you.
Because
I think it'd be maybe close to even money. Maybe
even money.
1.95.
It's going to be about 1.88, isn't it?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, well, Martin
Paco,
is looking for, and I have to say that you see Real Madrid in that sense reserving most of their energy. They're trying to get the job done, and that wear and tear to be as little as possible, because they have so many games in quick succession that it's not really worth it, scoring 2-3 more goals when you get the job done with 1-0.
No, exactly. And you look at the players. I mean, he rested Vicius. I mean, income Isco, income Hazard. I mean, you look at the squad they've got, and as soon as they get in front, then that's it. They close up shop. Now, don't get me wrong. I think at home they'd want to get maybe a second or a third, but they're certainly not going to go looking for 4 and 5.
No,
Martin,
so 2.05. 2.05.
2.05 for Real Madrid to win and under 3.5.
Yep.
Well, if Sevilla win and we get a few good results like Atletico double chance, then I'm definitely having a bit of Madrid and under 3.5. What do you reckon, Paco?
That, I believe, is a smart choice, especially as we have seen the forms of both teams. And yeah, I have to agree with you guys. I think Real Madrid have such a control right now of the competition and the way they are trying to manage all of the resources, that if they have to do the job in that way, they will definitely do it.
Yeah, and the big thing is with Getafe, they've got spirit and they won't lie down. So, I mean, the only way that you get 4-0 against Getafe, I don't see it happening. Anyway, before I get a rundown, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button and ring the bell. Also, give us a thumbs up. Let us know. Give Paco and Martin Green a bit of your appreciation. Then obviously when I go to the hierarchy and say, listen, we want to keep doing this La Liga show, everyone's loving it. Everyone's loving it. Now remember, when you press the bell, that means that we can notify you and you will never miss any La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A or Premier League content. Again, in fact, we will let you know about any of our content. If you press the link in the description, then you can go over and see articles wrote by Martin Green and Alex and all of our sports writers on all of our soccer pages. And there's also other sports and other writers over there as well. But remember, give them that thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, then why not? It's a good thing to do. Martin, give us a rundown. Parlay and banker. Doesn't have to be a parlay.
So I'm going to go for Celta Vigo to beat Mallorca at 2.35 and Sevilla to beat Leganes at 2.14. Quite like the look of a little double. Celta Vigo draw no bet and Sevilla draw no bet. You can get 2.64 on that as a double. Anyway, Atletico Madrid draw double chance at 1.97 against Barcelona. I'm going to go for a Villareal draw no bet against Real Betis at 1.87. Little small stake maybe on the draw between Valladolid and Levante, 3.28. Going to go for both teams to score in that Eibar versus Osasuna game. Even money, 2.0. And Real Madrid and under 4.5 goals at 1.67 against Getafe.
Wow, 1.67 or 2.05 just for the sake of a goal. Now, Paco, last week in England we say that yesterday's papers are today's fish and chip paper, so you can't dine out on that Celta Vigo Barcelona great prediction last week. So what are you going to go for this week?
As the random out of nowhere result, I expect Espanyol not to lose against Real Sociedad, because everybody thinks Espanyol are dead on the water, and I think that they still have that fighting spirit. As you said before, Real Madrid's game can't be used as a litmus test for no side at all, especially in La Liga, especially this season. So I think Espanyol have that battling attitude inside of them. They haven't been able to perform properly, and most of them don't want to go down, at least not as quickly with 6 games remaining. So I think they will battle it against Real Sociedad, who will again struggle to win the game, especially as they have come back awfully from the break, and possibly Espanyol could perform one of the biggest upsets of the weekend.
Yeah, they're at plus 390, so obviously Espanyol and the draw, you're going to get plus money. So, I mean, that sounds like a good way to go. So is that just the one? You're just going to give us the one of like your little gems?
Most of the other games are so unreliable, so unpredictable. And I would speak about Valencia gleefully or about Levante happily. But again, Levante need to turn on the little switch, and Valencia, you just can't trust them. So at this point, I don't want to trick nobody into looking into those games. Before Martin said before that they are so difficult to predict.
Okay, Martin, did you give me a banker?
Yeah, I'm going to go for Real Madrid and under 4.5 goals as a banker. Yeah, I can see that coming in. I'm happy with it. It's not huge odds, but
no, it's not huge at all. In fact, it's tiny. But a winner's a winner.
That's why it's a banker, Flash. You put more money on it. You put a bigger
No,
stake.
go big or go home. Come on. In fact, I like the Real Madrid and under 3.5, but I also like Sevilla at plus 110. Celta and Mallorca, I'm not too sure about. I'm definitely going with Atletico Madrid. Double chance at 1.97. The rest, they're all mess about games for me. They're tough, but whatever you choose, then good luck. Paco from La Liga Lowdown and Martin Green. We'll see you again at the back end of the week. Great fixtures ahead. Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoy it. And remember, subscribe and the thumbs up. And we'll speak to you again soon. You take care.